General Baker here. Magma's just informed us that control of the base is lost. Well, no shit, Sherlock. However, there's always a however we can't fully extract with a base's security system online. Go to the security center and shut the damn thing off. Hurry.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Alien Shooter 2 Reloaded. Now, let's see. Right, so we have to go deactivate the security anyway. Right, so let's equip up and do these few bits here. Yeah, there we go. Right. Sell them. Sell them. Sell them. Let's see. Okay, right. And there's a new shotgun I can get. There we go. Now I've got some real firepower. Right, so I'm gonna buy a few more of these. Whoop. Didn't mean to do that. And I'm also gonna buy some handgun ammo. Oh, god damn it, I keep doing that. Okay, let me see. Yeah. So buy some more. Now let's see what this new shotgun's made of. But first, I'm going to go down here. Like so. Right, let's have a look and see what this shotgun can do. Holy shit, it's mowing them down. Nice. That's a shotgun. This is fucking nuts. Let's see what else this shotgun can do. I love it. Wow. Holy crap. It is ripping through everyone. Holy shit. What the fuck? I love it. There we go. That's a shotgun. Right, okay. This kind of finalizes my whole theory of the fact of the difficulty being ramped up to an outrageous amount on Zombie Shooter 2, because I'm just ripping through everything with this shotgun. It's insane. I love it. But this is kind of what the shooter series is about, though. It's just ripping through enemies. You know, like just being able to rip through them like this. That's what the that's what the shooter series has always been about. It's not, you know, about having to fucking grind your way through a level like, you know, like we had to in Zombie Shooter 2, where once you got about halfway through the game, it just became a grind to the point that, you know, it really slowed the game down, and it just wasn't as enjoyable. You know, like the shooter series has always been about, you know, just killing lots of things and really fast-paced action. That's what the shooter series has always been about. But when you go and get something like fucking Zombie Shooter 2, it really slowed the pace down. It slowed the action down. It slowed the pace down, and I think it's that. And it's like I said in previous episodes. It was something that I wasn't properly able to see because it had been so long since I've played this. So I was kind of a little bit, I don't know why I'm not liking this as much, but now I can see. You know, I mean, the difficulty on Impossible in this is not so hard that you can't finish the game. You know, it's just, you know, they might be able to ramp it up a little bit, but you know, it's to the point that it's not where it's difficult if you play stupidly, but at the same time it's not so impossible that you just can't fucking finish the game. You know, they're keeping the flow even with the enemies toughened up, and it's working really, really well because I'm literally just mowing things down here. And this is what it was always about. It was just about killing lots of things really, really quickly. And now we're really getting a taste of what the shooter series has always been about. It was kind of like that with the original Alien shooter, or even the original zombie shooter. There was, like, even on hard, the game wasn't particularly hard, but it was really, really fun. And then when it came to Zombie Shooter 2 and I ramped it up to impossible, it was such a grind that it wasn't fun anymore. And now, like, you know, this is fun. Just blowing the shit out of everything and blood, guts everywhere. Now that's fun. Because that's what these games were always supposed to be about. And that, and sort of heavy rock music as well at the same time. But I mean, see, this is fun because, you know, like, it's possible for me to run out of ammo. There's no doubt about that. But I'm not having to bloody grind my way through where it's taking me like a minute just to take down one enemy. That was just, you know, that was not fun. It was a bit boring, actually. Whereas for this, I'm just, you know, they're taking a few hits and they're going down. I know that my accuracy boost from the implant is massively helping here because it's technically doubling my damage. But that doesn't, you know, how should I put it? It's not that's making this fun though, because at the end of the day I'm only doubling my damage, so technically it's only taking me an extra shot, you know, or an extra 2 shots to take. You know, if I didn't have it on it, it'd only take maybe a couple of, maybe 2 extra shots or something like that to take an enemy down. So, you know, it's not making that much of a difference having my accuracy so high. It really isn't making so much of a difference that that without it I'd be having like a really, really hard time or anything like that.
A mobile teleportation system. Destroy it.
Because it wouldn't really matter that much. I mean, it would be possible to do, very, very possible to actually do this even without the implant. I know I'm still kind of early days. I'm not, you know, I'm not kind of reaching the end quite yet. But even still, there's, if you think about it, we're on level 11 now. By the time we were on that in Zombie Shooter 2, it was really...
We've got more in from Magma. They're asking for data that they cannot access remotely. Go down to the research laboratories and download all the info you can get from the 5 workstations there. If you haven't done it yet, grab some ammo and weapons before heading for the main elevator.
Right. Yeah, by the time we were at level 11 in Zombie Shooter 2, it was really getting grindy. It was taking ages to take down enemies. It was getting really, really tough. Like the likes of if you remember, the likes that I called the Banshees, which were the big, you know, the really sort of fatty zombies, and they were, and they spat the acid, and they just spit acid at you and things like that. They were like, even with a big fucking ass chain gun, that thing still took ages to take down, and it was really grueling. Like, there was, It really was. It was grueling, and it got to the point where the action just, because of that, the action was just getting dull. It was just, it's very hard to explain. It just didn't feel like one of the shooter games, because it was just so slow and really just grinding and grinding at the enemies. It just it wasn't what I was used to as someone that has played the shooter series for so long, and it just didn't bode well with me at all. I genuinely just didn't like Zombie Shooter 2, to be honest. It had its good points, but it was a major letdown compared to, you know, it really wasn't Sigma Team standards in any shape or form. It was completely and utterly just not even in league with the other games. Despite them not being that different, they just weren't in the same league. Sorry, now I'm just looking for the last secret. There it is. There we go. Right, let's get out of here. Grab some ammo and stuff first. But yeah, I mean, that's just the way that it goes. You know, like, I suppose every company has their bad game at some stage, I suppose. They're not, you know, it's hard to keep a fucking track record like Sigma Team have been, because there's just so many games out there now. It's excuse me. It's kind of hard to keep up to the standard, and you know, I suppose they were trying to. Maybe they were just trying to please everybody. Maybe there was people saying that Alien Shooter 2 was still too easy, even in Impossible or something like that, and they were just trying to, you know, they were trying to just please the crowds, and you know the way life works. You can't please fucking everybody. Life just doesn't work that way, and if you even tried to please everybody, you'd fucking be driven insane. Well, I think that's what happened with Sigma Team. They were just trying to please everybody and just keep everybody bloody happy, and you know, everybody's requests. And it just doesn't quite work that way, you know. It just, you know, you're gonna make a balls up somewhere along the line, because you're just trying to keep everybody fucking happy, and it just doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. Right, let's head on to the next level. That only took me 10 minutes, so we'll just continue on. I'm not going to stop yet.
Laboratory floor. All security bots have been reprogrammed to attack only alien scum. You shouldn't be bothered while you find those 5 computers and save their data. Move it.
And they are programmed to attack only alien scum. I don't know if they were trying to make a reference there and it just didn't work properly. I really don't know. It sounded kind of like a reference from something like Independence Day or something like that. So it just sounded like they were just trying to do some sort of reference there that just didn't kind of connect with me at all. But will only attack alien scum. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to work. Why did he tell me to go and get ammunition before leaving the next level when there's a shop right here? I don't know, fuck it. Alright, let's see what we got. Nice. Right, so we've got the big armor now. I'm a big boy now. I'm in big boy clothes. Yeah. That bollocks. Okay then. Sorry, I think I got a bit of a cold coming along. Right, looks like we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way and just go around in a big circle.
These are the research laboratories. I think they were researching some crazy shit like contacting other dimensions. Guess it worked.
Some crazy shit, man. Contacting other dimensions. Wow. But yeah, that's technically what they were doing. They were just trying to, you know, we got a bit of Doom going on here, where this big fucking company tried to, you know, teleportation device type shit. I think that's kind of what's going on here. And they ended up opening a portal to another dimension, letting out all these monsters.
Here's the first one. Save the files and move on.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that it's going here. So, yeah. That's kind of the way that it works. It is actually very doomy now that I think about it. Because, okay, we need to download this. Because if you remember, like, I'm pretty sure that anybody who is watching this has at least played or heard of Doom at some stage. And basically the whole story behind that was that they were trying to, you know, they were trying to do teleportation. They were basically trying to get teleportation to work successfully. And along the way something went wrong and it opened the gates to hell, and sure, then all the demons started coming through and sort of took over the place. And that was basically the story behind Doom. And Doom 3 was kind of, I can't say it was a reboot because it wasn't really a reboot. It was just kind of trying to, I don't know what to really call Doom 3. Doom 3 wasn't, would you call it a reboot? You kinda would and you kinda wouldn't. Because I don't know what to call Doom 3 really. I suppose you could call it a reboot, but I don't know if you would. I think it was just because they did it so differently. I wouldn't call it necessarily a reboot. I'd call it more of a, almost a spin-off. Because Doom, the original Doom was all about the action and the gore and things like that. Was Doom 3 was more about the horror aspect, you know, with all the demons and shit. You know, I think that they went a little bit kind of off track of what Doom was about, but again, that's probably because of John Romero not being in it anymore. Because John Romero had, well, like, he did a lot of the level design and things like that, and you know, the fact that he wasn't there anymore kind of just, you know, it just sort of, you know, you had his level design wasn't there anymore. John Romero was a very, you know, he's a very dark individual. He's got a very dark imagination. Like, you know, I mean, like, since, like, he was there for Quake as well, and he did a lot of design, he did a lot of levels in that on Quake, the first Quake. But when it came to Quake 2, Romero wasn't there anymore, and I think it's because they just couldn't get that same feel and atmosphere and look into the level design that Romero was able to make, and it was kind of, you know, and I think that's what a lot of it was down to, because he was there for all the other Dooms apart from Doom 3, and I think that's why Doom 3 was so different, because you didn't have Romero's influence there. So, you know, that's pretty much why, I think.
If you blow the generators, security fences will be de-energized.
But yeah, I think that's why Doom 3 was so different, because I don't think they were able to do it like that anymore, because as I said, Romero had a huge influence. He did an awful lot of level design and things like that. So I think that Romero was a lot to do with the fact that, well, sorry, his departure from id was a lot to do with the big change for Doom 3, because in all honesty, like, the man is one hell of a fucking level designer, and he's got one hell of a dark imagination. And I think that's why it kind of changed. You know, I mean, like, the Doom 3 was a dark game in its own, but it was nowhere near as dark as fucking the original. The original game was very dark, very satanic. You know, this, well, like, you know, it was pure fucking hell with Doom 1. Whilst Doom 3 was kind of, you know, you didn't have the likes of all the bloody, you know, pentagrams. You didn't have the, what's the icon of sin and shit like that. You know what I mean? It was not quite the same, because you didn't really spend a lot of time in hell in Doom 3, and it just didn't have that same feel to it that Romero gave to the first Doom. And I think that's why it was really, really different to it, and the fact that it was more of a horror than as opposed to what the original Doom was. And it is down to the fact that Romero wasn't a part of the team anymore. Like, you know, he had long departed from id. So, you know, that's my opinion on it anyway. And if anyone else has any thoughts on that, let me know what you think. I'd really like to hear your, you know, to hear what you think on the facts of, you know, did Romero's departure from id really affect their future games that much? I think yes. I think they really did. I think it affected the outcome of a lot of their games, to be honest. Like, it changed the entire Quake series. It changed what, Doom 3, you know.
You have saved all the required data. Excellent work.
Yeah, I know, brilliant. But, you know, it's kind of hard for me to say, you know, whether it would have impacted any of their other games, because I don't know. It's really, really hard to say, because, like, you know, Rage is Rage, and that's it. Like, you know, there's nothing more to say about it. Rage is just Rage. It was a good game in a sense of it had all the graphical qualities. It had, you know, amazing physics and things like that, but as gameplay, it was lacking. It was almost like it didn't know what it wanted to be. In a sense, it was trying to be post-apocalyptic, but it was trying to be open world, but it wasn't open world as such. It was open world limitations and, you know, just that kind of shit. I don't know, but that's my belief anyway. I think that Romero's departure from id really affected their later titles, especially notable ones like the Doom series, like the Quake series, things like that. It did genuinely impact on how those games changed over the years. Anyway, moving on. Alright. Right. I'm going to leave it here for this part, guys, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and have fun.